Again today. Here we go.
Whoop-de-doo. It's a guy we're dropping. I got a David Bryan onto it. So he hasn't
Welcome
dropped
back again
part.
to ATI Auto Business. It is Thursday.
Give him
And it's time for, okay, we're going to do, this should be a cool show, POV Group on ATI. So what is up with that? We did a show, POV Carrier Struggle. This came about because I was talking to Paul about, he was saying how POV carriers don't get, actually what he was saying was, hey Jay, a lot of guys don't tune into your show because you don't talk about POV carriers. And I was like, well, I guess you're right. I thought we did. And so we had him back for another show where, you know, the thing about this thumbnail, it looks very salesy, like we're selling a mobile app. But the point was to talk about how, you know, again, focusing on what do owner-operators need to run, you know, and control their business. Without trying to, we weren't selling anything. Dang it. Now, after the last show, Michael at Peach Transportation said, well, you know, maybe would a true POV carrier group help at all? And in fact, then he's like, yeah, you know what? We should start the POV group. That was an interesting intonation there. So, okay. And, you know, people ask questions. Hey, people are still asking. Because where else do you go?
Right.
There's nowhere to go. And as I like to say, nobody cares. I've been corrected, though. Apparently, individuals care. Corporations don't.
No, there you go.
Right, okay. And, you know, how about this kind of question? What do you guys think about leasing? You know, like, yeah, where do you go to get, all right. Well, I'm not saying we're starting POV Group, but we're at least going to make a show called POV Group. All right, we're going to dip a toe. All right?
Okay.
All right. And we also talk about getting to know your ecosystem. By the way, please do say hello in the live chat, and I really do appreciate that. You can do it live, you can do it on demand, or never. We do never, actually, here on ATI. And I'm making sure I am live. Let's do that. Make sure I'm live. I think we're live. Yeah, I'm checking YouTube, checking Restream. Someone's like, why are you bothering with Restream? You have like 2 people watching. Well, one stream for each person. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And I talk about get to know your ecosystem. So you want to hear something funny?
What?
Okay, so we did a show, and I know I kind of talked to you about this, but I'm doing it live now, is that we did a show called Broker Advisory Board, Who's Going to Stop the Hackers? I'm getting deja vu. Did I already do this last show? I don't know. Okay, it was a year and a half ago. We did Broker Advisory Board a year and a half ago. Jay, I hope you arrive at a point. On the show, Autosled, Montway, Assertis, Ship Your Car Now, Pre-Owned Auto Logistics, year and a half ago, on ATI. Well, good news. At the Fraud Forum at Used Car Industry Summit next month, they came up with this amazing idea. They're going to have a fraud forum with Assertis, Ship Your Car Now, Pre-Owned Auto Logistics, Montway, Autosled. Amazing. But are we going to get it? Did I see?
Thank you very much.
They're going to have Central Dispatch and Super Dispatch on the panel.
Yeah, see Super. Oh, there's Central. Yep. There you go.
That means if you got all those people and you got 2 people involved in a lawsuit or whatever, judgment, I don't know. That's going to be pretty. You know how much information is going to come out of that? Zero.
Should be interesting.
Zero. You're not going because everyone's going to be selling or that'll be fun. Truck driver used hack carrier emails to highest cargo. I share this because it's unhackable. It's uncrackable. Sue, there ain't no hack.
Yeah, okay.
It's unhackable. Stop.
Right.
Okay. All right, it's an ecosystem. And, oh, that's where this slide was. Because you know what? Poaching from J is fun. So, yeah, poach from ATI. The Repo gang does it. The used car industry does it. Alright. It's gotta be because of the memes. This stuff's not nice. You know what? I went ahead and changed the satanic whatevers to, let's go with cats and pigs. Alright. Or this kind of stuff. Talking about how nobody really likes stuff, but they give it a like. You can't do that. This is automotive. Come on, man. Alright, let's get to Show Me the Truck. And Michael and Paul are in the waiting room waiting. We'll go another 10 plus minutes and then we'll bring them in. Because we really are going to get to this POV group stuff. But first we got to look at some trucks. Car hauler dangles off the edge of I-17 after the crash in Phoenix. Why not?
Dangles off. Wow.
That's kind of weird, huh?
Ah.
We see this stuff all the time. Psh. Right? Whatever. Whatevs. Like, you can't even finish reading it. It's so boring.
Maybe that the car across the
I know. He crossed all the lanes of traffic before colliding with a pickup.
So what happened?
I don't know, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with tire blew out.
He could have had a heart attack. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. But, you know, general public's like, crazy car haulers.
Yeah.
Like, okay. What about this one? You see this all the time. Psh.
Yeah.
Eh.
Every once in a while. Yeah.
Really, honestly, the number of times I see this, I don't report. If I reported it every time, this show would be called Hauler Fire Shuts Down I-95.
Well, it's happened to me a couple times. Not burned all the way to the ground. They caught it in time, but it's always the axles.
Starts with a wheel bearing or an axle. Yeah.
Yep.
You try to tell the broker that. Psh.
Yeah. We don't believe you. Show me pictures. Blah 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 blah.
Speaking of, I saw this on LinkedIn. Now this is a good one. I'm sure that whoever shared this no longer works in transportation because you can't say that. I love how child support's on there. But it's true. This meme is too close to reality. And you got the owner, and this is, yeah. Make a note, people. This is what we're talking about on POV Group. Here's another good meme. I'm a pissed off logistics manager. I'm a desperate freight broker. Let's waste each other's time. That's great. If you work in dispatch, you know this. And it's also from Titanic. All right. Hey, did you get the memo? I think the problem with this headline is this falls into the it's fake news, I don't believe that, I do believe that stuff. The fact is, I don't know, I know gas goes up and gas goes down in refineries and whatever, but we really are in for, this is going to be exciting times, red state voters, because the mission has not been accomplished. I don't know if anybody... Does anybody remember George Bush in the Iraq War? And I'm talking about George Bush II, for anybody who's into that dynasty stuff. Well, it didn't go well. It took years to get dudes out. That's what's going to happen. And by the way, this war is already getting stupid complicated. Because now Saudi Arabia and Israel aren't saying what we thought they were saying. It's going to get really stupid and expensive. So have a good time with that. Anyways, let's go back to domestic news. FMCSA warns against selling. This is interesting. And we've heard this from other drivers. You know, this...
I get asked all the time if they should do it.
Right. It used to be a thing.
Well, I think it still is. There's still people out there trying to do it,
well,
yeah.
And here's the problem. Business equity is a thing. Go ahead and talk to somebody on Wall Street or private equity, and business equity is a thing. But if you try to take that concept into trucking, not good. Scam worthy. That's the problem.
Yeah, that
Actually,
is the problem.
selling your DOT or MC number, thinking it's business equity, could actually cause you more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Is it going to tell
dying.
us why? Like we've discussed it before, but does that article tell you why?
I don't have time to go into reading, and it's too boring anyways. But here's the
Okay.
thing. The truth is, okay, let's say you sell your MC number. You've
Yep.
been in business 10 years, you sell it for 15 grand.
Right.
A scammer gets a hold of it and causes $100,000 worth of damage.
Yep.
And they come looking for you.
Yep.
Net loss 85 grand.
Yep.
Don't do
That's
it.
what I tell everybody too. They
Yeah.
don't believe me, but I
You
tell them all the time.
you may as well watch Risky Business and get into the business of selling houses and hoes. You don't want to do that, man.
Okay.
Really? Idaho, it's ATI. Idaho lawmakers vote to let trucks keep up with traffic. Wow. Good thinking, guys, because do you know why cars get stuck behind two trucks barely moving? Because of this stupid thing. Truckers are mad. For good reason. Why? Why can't the trucks go? Let them go the... Come on. I'm in favor of this. And I'm sure... Yeah. Whatever. Tolls ahead. Indiana eyes charging trucks more. That blows.
$84 on I-7.
What, each time?
I'm assuming, or each time you hit one?
I don't know, but this blows, man. What happened to the good news? We had good news on the 19th, bad news on the 16th. St. Patrick's Day in between. Trump restores independent contractor rule. What does that mean for truckers? By the way, I always get irritated when any president gets credit for any... Can we just scratch that out and just say independent contractor rule back on the table? Whatever, Jay. But the thing is, and this is good for POV Group too, independent contractors, are not employees. And I don't remember we did Brian Riker and I talked about this for quite a while. California jacked this up. By the way, I don't hate California just because they jack up some laws, but I do recognize that California jacks up some laws. There, I said it. The driver involved in the 10 fatality Alabama crash is back in business and still crashing. That is an amazing headline.
Years.
3 years after a highway inferno killed 8 girls on the way home, the truck driver involved got a federal trucking authority and went back to work. Nobody stopped him. Now, if that doesn't get people's attention, right, that's crazy. This is what's happened to trucking. Jeez, look at that crazy-ass picture. That's insane. But you tell a broker, psh, right, like...
I just want it there fast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyways, we'll see you at the fraud forum. We'll be playing golf. Now, this is Duffy. That's his last name. DOT on cleaning up. There is a time and place to clean up trucking, and we seem to be at it, right? Because it's total chaos. When they talk about chameleon carriers, driver training, right? There's all kinds, and it's not just one area. There's so many areas of trucking messed up. I mean, the English proficiency thing, it's kind of hard to argue that maybe you should be able to speak English if you're going to drive on roads in England. Oh, wait. That's why we speak American, which is just kind of gibberish. Trump's cancellation of licenses for immigrants, truckers. I love it. Look at the picture on this one.
Yeah, I see it.
It's so funny.
Yes.
That is, what is the...
I didn't know Cheech and Chong drove a big rig.
Exactly, dude. Cheech and Chong, dude. God, that's so funny. I mean, what a great... Oh, people in the backwoods.
That's not real. I mean, it can't be real.
No, see, you know what? A lot of drivers are actually... There's Sikhs. Do you know what Sikhs are? Sikh is a culture. I think it's an Indian kind of culture.
Oh, okay.
Jay, you're showing your age and your racism. No, I'm not. I'm trying to talk. So Sikh is a culture in India, I think. And they wear head wraps, and they're
Right.
they're peaceful. They're cool. And
Right.
I think the guy's
What's
a
that supposed
Sikh
to be?
trucker. In fact, you're seeing a hanging picture of a Sikh. I think
Oh yeah.
there's a lot of
You're
Sikh
right.
in freight. Anyways, it's fine.
Yes.
But let's just keep going. Suddenly, I feel like the boss in the office, like losing, control. But a lot, there's a lot of non-domiciled CDL holders that are immigrants, etc., that are, they're good drivers. And we're going to cut them out. This is the problem with wiping the slate mentality. Is we're going to wipe a lot of good drivers. This guy, he's Russian. Completely clean record, no accidents, no violations, pays taxes. I'm sure he can pass the English proficiency and everything. But he's being roasted because of his, legal status, whatever, And, I mean, we're canceling visas and America's gone fucking crazy. We all know it. We just can't say it. Because we'll lose our jobs. I don't know why this is, but every boss seems to be a Trumper or whatever. I don't know. Who cares? Safer Transport Act would require... Here we go. Here's another one. Let's ban felons from freight. Well, that takes all the trucks off the road. It was one of the few jobs felons could get. We got to come to terms, people. Felons are, they paid their debt. Come on. They don't want to be felons either. You think felons hang out with other felons and are like, yeah, dude, I love being a felon. No. Come on. What about this felon? Didn't he just admit to a crime? Lock him up. Hey, let's use the big orange man's term on another big orange man. The guy used to snort coke off toilet seats. That's not a felon? Are you kidding? What an asshole. Congratulations, you all win a new CDL and a Peterbilt. I wonder who posted this. Cork Snoder. Whatever. Freight Fraud Friday. Oh, because you gotta rhyme. Oh, man. If you get a podcast, listen, new rule, if you start a podcast, you have to rhyme. Okay?
Have to rhyme.
Do you know how many Wednesday wisdoms there are? Oh my God. Don't get me seriously. There's many Wednesday wisdoms. And here's how you can build a legitimate carrier in under 4 hours. 8 a.m. Purchase an MC authority. There it is. That's step 1. Purchase an MC authority. Step 2, 2 hours later, update your fabricated certificate of insurance. By noon, you've got a spoofed phone line. This is awesome. We can start booking loads. Sue, let's do it. Jesus. It only takes 5 hours to... Sue, it's unhackable. Uncrackable. We're going to tell you that on the... I guarantee they say it on the fraud forum. Right? Hi, welcome to the fraud forum. We just want to say we're unhackable and uncrackable.
The VAT number is 3988162.
When someone decides to start a trucking company, I'm already bored, right? I couldn't even finish the paragraph. This is the problem with trying to explain trucking. It's too complicated. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go golfing. I'll see you at the fraud forum, dude. I can't read that, bro. Do you have any lobster?
So he has the...
Can I get an award for the golfing and the lobster that I do in Miami?
Okay. So me...
I don't know. Is the guy a felon? Just say felon. Hang up.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I'll call him back.
Supreme Court wrestles with broker liability and small carriers in the crosshairs. There it is again. The reason small carriers don't have an association is, number one, there's no money in it, and number two, we blame them for everything. How are we going to blame them if they have representation? Isn't this how the 3/5 rule, was so popular 200 years ago? So anyways, the Supreme Court is trying to figure this out. I would love to get Brett Kavanaugh as a guest on ATI because he would really understand. Somebody right now is like, that makes no sense, Jay. During oral arguments. And guess who's got the lobbyists? Who's got the money? The award winners at the forum? Okay. Hey, here's some more news. Yeah, dude, guys. They're like, Peach and Paul are like, where are we at? Hey, we're just going to talk about this for a second. Visual Dispatch, you sent me this email. Instant load booking. I find this fascinating. AI Ship My Auto sending out an email with some information on it. Do you see a potential problem here, Sue?
Yeah.
I found it.
Right?
You want to call them?
I would be worried, yes.
Did you not get the memo?
Well, I've been getting them, yes, but I mean,
no, exactly right.
But,
Sue's
yeah.
like, leave me out of it. Right. Driver mobile app pickup. I mean, it really does look good. It's just, let's see what our panel's doing. Yeah, welcome to Auto Transport. All right, let's do it. POV Group. Here we go. Here, okay, Peach, Paul, go ahead and pause your, freeze your, mute your, if you're watching the show. And for all other, how many people we got in here? Well, I think it's just us. Pretty sure. Here we go. Here comes Michael. And then we'll bring in Paul. And we'll see if we can do some POV Group conversation. Michael and Paul, can you see us and hear us okay? Michael, you are muted, but I can see you. Paul, what's going on?
Hello.
Hey.
Can you see?
I can see both of you. I can hear both of you. Michael, we'll start with you. Michael, please say hello. What's going on?
Hey guys, hi Sue, hi Paul. Not much, same thing, different day, I guess.
You're right. Same thing, different day. That sounds like that's Auto Transport, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Car haulers.
Car haulers. Paul, what's going on? Please say hello. What's happening?
What's up, world? I'm in the beautiful country of Ukraine. It's 7 p.m.
Right.
I'm excited to be on the show.
Hey, we actually got a few people watching here. That's crazy.
Do we? I was watching.
Did you guys tell some people or something?
No.
Nobody ever
We're
watches
getting more-
this show. Okay, why? Listen, what do we got something important? Let's skip all that rhetoric. What are we talking about? POV Group. What's going on? Michael, you start. You named it.
Well, I heard Paul speaking last time about getting association together or getting people together. So I was playing off of that. I guess Paul, if you don't mind, what's your idea? Why are you trying to do this, or what's going on?
Well, to be honest with you, we always buy our trucks, and they always take them. Tech Equipment takes them to the Auto Haulers Association, and me and my brothers look at each other and saying, "Hey, the panels are pointless." I mean, they're my opinion, and only mine. Panels are pointless. They don't relate to small carriers. It's all these big OEM contracted carriers, and we go there because, first of all, our trucks are there, but we also go there just to socialize with the guys who are 10, 15 trucks. We have lunch. A lot of them are European. A lot of them are from my country or my neighboring countries. But it's a great way to collaborate. It's a great way to not even like see who's doing what in their business, but more like how you guys fix your trucks, what some technology they use, where do you guys fill up, everything that pertains to POV carrier. And that's what we've been doing for the last couple of years. And I'm like, dude, you know what? It would be really, really a good idea. Domiciled drivers or non-domiciled drivers fuel increases, fleet maintenance, like every topic that comes up in a who to work for, who not to work for, who got the latest contract, that kind of deal. But we just found a lot of value in going to these events, not for the event itself, but for the meetup of everybody else, and just having dinners and talking, and where we get the loans, what are we doing with insurance, what apps are we using, you know, all that kind of stuff. And it's been really helpful. And that's where me and Jay have formed a coalition and a friendship of like, dude, like there's a huge percentage of carriers that are in the POV marketplace that have absolutely no representation. They're the bottom of the food chain, and you know, there's no money for them, you know, but it's people like you, Michael, you and me. You know, we have 60 trucks. I don't know how many trucks you have, but there's always something to learn from each other.
Yeah, I'm with you on a little different scale. I am actual owner operator. I have only one truck and I drive. And my problems are not the problems of the carriers with 60 trucks. You see what I'm saying? So if it's a POV group, then it's owner operators with single units, and there's issues are totally different than with the carriers that have 10, 5, whatever, 60, 100 trucks. Those are two different, you know, scales. So, but both of them will be definitely helpful. How would you go about getting people together?
Well, that's a good question. I think this is a great start, doing a podcast. Look, it's just sharing the common burdens that we both have. You know, how to acquire your own customers, how to keep your own customers, how to, you know, go about your fleet maintenance, how to go about driver recruiting. Yeah, you are a one-person truck operation, but I'm talking to the target audience as anyone from 1 to 10 to 15 truck operation, because that's the majority of the POV carrier group. You know what I mean? And we're talking about the group that doesn't have the OEM contracts. We're talking about the group that is, you know, service the dealerships, the warehouses, the regular customers, and etc.
So, hey, I want to jump in and say, okay, so getting back to because this is good. This is a good moment. You got owner operator, and then you've got fleet of trucks, and I think, but what's interesting, the fleet of trucks guy also took a small swipe at a conference that doesn't represent owner operators, because, and here's the problem. It's like me picking on Trump, and that is that it feels uncomfortable, but there's some truth to it. And the thing is, we just have to say these things out loud, because the problem is at that conference, and I'm just going to say that conference because I'm not mad at them, but I've been there, and they don't represent individual drivers. Drivers are bored until it's dinner time. Those panels are pointless. I know that hurts, but they are. I've watched them. Now, I actually was learning some things, but I'm looking around. The people there are not there for the panels. They're there to have dinner and go golfing. So what would it look like? And the problem is, companies that are selling something can't have, here's some panel ideas. Let's talk about brokers. Has anybody ever had let's talk about brokers as a panel? I don't think so. I mean, let's really talk about brokers. Actually, that's the name of it. Let's really talk about brokers. Now, again, I'm not trying to pick on a group, but it is a problem, especially for owner-operators. Let me move over. Michael, if we had a panel called Let's Really Talk About Brokers, what would we talk about?
Well, I don't think we'll talk about anything unless we definitely have some kind of a leverage as a group, and we can, you know, shake up the brokers. If we are individuals all over the country, it's not going to do anything.
Listen, I'm with you. But you just said shake up the brokers. Why did you say that? I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble, but I'm curious. I want to explore, what does shake up the brokers mean?
Well, make sure that they're actually listening to what we're saying, not just do a lip service.
What were you saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Exactly.
Why? Okay,
exactly.
So why do so many owner-operator car haulers feel that way? Believe that to be true. Why?
Well, we called customer support, and we try to communicate our issues or things that bother us, and it falls on deaf ears.
Okay, so what kind of things bother you that you wish customer support would listen to? Are we talking pricing? What are we talking about?
Right now, it really doesn't matter. This is not the conversation we're having here. Here, I guess we're trying to figure out the main how to organize and why we should organize and what it looks like. Those mundane things, day-to-day annoyances, it's obvious to everybody. It's nothing new, and I don't think we should discuss those things.
That's fair. I understand where you're coming from. Paul, what are you thinking?
Well, Michael, I'm coming from both sides. We are a broker and a carrier. I just think that brokers need to be held. There's a lot of good brokers, and middlemen, you'll never get rid of them. Middlemen have been since hundreds of years, so you're never going to get rid of middlemen. They're just always going to be there, and unfortunately, they're the cleanest hands, and they're the purest net profit, whatever you want to call. My conversation would be first to steer away from relying on brokers and how to approach customers direct and how to keep them happy. And what do we need to do to create carriers be a hybrid with carrier and a broker, rather than just, you can only complain so much until you actually do something about it, because no one's going to hear us. We're too small. There's not enough money in the game. You got to do something about it. Every single carrier, from the first day I've been on this podcast, every single carrier needs to be a broker. If you have good, solid customers, you need to take care of them throughout the life cycle of the business. And that's really what it is. And for that to happen, you need a good CRM, a good transportation management system, whatever. But as far as brokers in whole, I think there is the claims process that needs to be overhauled, and a payment assure, like a payment, some kind of a payment assurance, where we can actually flag brokers and have real recourse with the FMCSA level, because carriers, you can go to the FMCSA level real quick, or with insurance, and carriers take real liability where we can get sued for millions of dollars, but brokers just shut their bond off, and there's no real recourse, or there's no real protection. And I don't know how many cars Michael ships, but we've shipped a lot of cars for free, and there's no recourse to that. It's just like, oh, well, sorry, the bond is closed, or hey, and then 6 months later he's with another company, and the whole claims process, I think there needs to be an overhaul with how claims are handled and how claims are deducted. I'm not sure this is a great conversation that we would have at a conference. On top of that, we talk about like compliance, like adverse risk liability, how to structure your companies, how to relieve liability from ownership. Things like that, where, hey, you can have peace of mind growing, where, hey, if one little F up on the road happens, you're still going to be okay. So, like, a couple good lawyers who represent, I think from an attorney perspective, a couple good lawyers who represent the small carrier side. If any attorneys listen to me, I mean, I'm sure you can get 50 to 100 members, who could just represent us. I mean, we're not talking about lawmakers or anybody representing on a law level, but auto hauling is a big industry. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry in America. You see car haulers all across the world or across the states, and we're liable. One little mistake of our driver, we're shut down. And that's another topic. But I think the government of Florida is doing something about that, right? Where they're not allowing people just to sue 18-wheelers.
I don't know
I
about
don't know.
that.
I haven't seen that either. Interesting.
Okay.
But that's it. But that's interesting. Well, here's what I want to jump in and say. Okay, I wrote down a few things, and I can prove it. Okay. So, and Michael, I haven't forgotten. I'm gonna put a button or a bookmark or whatever Brian calls it on the organization. Okay. Because that is another big topic here. Organization. How do we organize, or what are we talking, right? So org, all right? But before we get to org, you just reminded me of something. That if this is going to happen, and Paul, you just mentioned when you talked about small carrier lawyers, and there are legal advocates of trucking in the owner-operator space.
Okay.
And actually, one of them, Hank Seaton, he actually goes to that conference. And it's ironic because he is looking at One Truck Charlie, I think as he likes to say. And yet he's at a conference that kind of ignores One Truck Charlie. And the thing is, that conference isn't doing that on purpose. I think it's been an evolution where, the problem is, one of the main problems is there's no money in helping the One Truck Charlie. Plus, he may not even be in business in a few years, and he may be trying to sell his MC number, and then that's a whole nother problem. There's a high turnover. That is one of the, what do they call it? Not pandemic, not epidemic, systemic. It is one of the it is one of these systemic problems of being an owner operator, is there's a high turnover in the industry itself because it is so tough. All right. We would need a dealer to say, now that would be a good panel. What does a dealer need? Because a dealer doesn't need a Rolodex of 100 owner operators. A dealer wants a broker, right? That is another problem for owner operators. Michael.
Those things that Paul touched on, fleet maintenance and customer support and dealers, that's all I see as under umbrella general business management, which has to do with any type of business. It doesn't matter if you're a car hauler, if you sell shoes or whatever. It's general. You have customers, you have sales, you have marketing, you have etc. etc. So that's the umbrella we can discuss once POV group is active. Then we can, or you can watch some YouTube videos to figure out how to run your business. Big turnover, I also think, has to do with individual owner operators lacking knowledge of business etiquette, or so business development. Nobody is planning their maintenance. Nobody has a marketing strategy. Nobody has a website. Nobody is advertising. So that's a big turnover in the owner-operator space.
Right. And in fact, that's why brokers are able to, I don't want to say take advantage. And, I sound so anti-broker. And Paul, you reminded me, that's right, because carriers should also be brokers. But when I say, and I know Sue is chomping at the bit, when I pick on brokers, Sue, why am I doing that? And you're on mute.
Well,
Oh, no, you're
because
good.
okay, so of course, like we always say, there's bad people in all industries. But it's just like that new ruling where they're supposed to tell us how much they're making off of us as well. You saw that new article that they have 48 hours to give you what they really made off of that. But what are
Is
they
that
going to do
actually
about it?
live?
Huh?
Is that actually a rule?
Yeah, they passed. That's what I was reading yesterday or last night about it, that it passed and they're supposed to be able to do that. Now, who's going to make them do it though, right? But they're supposed to
That's what
show
I
us.
was like. Does that? Who's the
Yeah,
authority? It's
yeah,
probably DOT or FMCSA.
right. That's where it's coming from. The FMCSA is the ruling, but how long did it take us to get to even this ruling? And then how many
Right.
people they get out there going to do it? They're telling us to keep a record of the people who will not give us those records. Well, I guarantee you it's going to be 99% isn't going to want
Yeah,
us to
it's
know
called
what
a
they're
load
actually
board.
making. Right. So, like, we have time. Also, how many people out there really realize that they can ask for those figures? You know what I mean? They're just gonna keep moving. Who cares? This is what I got paid. We're going. But anyways, I think some of the low rating or the low prices start with the brokers. And I think that hurts us, especially with the gas prices. I mean, there's some places that are paying almost $6 a gallon. Have we seen an increase in prices? No. My
No.
drivers are asking me, are we going to see an increase in prices? Well, we did during certain periods of, was it before COVID that we had the high gas? I can't remember now. And it did go up, but how long did it take for it to go up? Like 6, 8 months
But
before everybody finally balked about it and said, we're not doing this anymore for this price?
what happens when you mention to a broker you're calling about a load? And this
Right.
actually, by the way, I think, and this is where
It's a regular thing. Yes. Gas prices, that's what I get told all the time.
and
Gas
by the way,
prices are
I
this
think
much.
this is
Yeah.
why dispatchers get beat around so much. Is because the dispatchers know the truth. So we want the dispatchers to shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Shut up, dispatcher. You
Yeah.
pesky illegal, whatever, right? You don't know. You're
Right.
lying, right?
Right.
But we're not
Right.
lying because when we call to book a load and we say, "Oh my God, you want us to deliver to Hollywood? Have you seen the gas prices?
Right.
Can you throw in another $50?"
Right.
Nah, I'm golfing. I've got awards.
Right. Well, and I've got 10 other people on the line that are going to do it for that price
Right.
or less. Right. So that's a regular thing. I
So they
literally,
might crash. I'll save
yeah,
money.
yeah. Well, and this, you know what irritates me the most? I had a guy call us and wanted us to list cars. He is a transporter as well, by the way. And we explained to him how the gas prices have gone up astronomically. You would think he would have some kind of sympathy. Guess what? No. And of course, his cars aren't
Yeah,
moving either.
and
So.
try to tell a dealer that you need more money for gas.
Yeah,
Good
they don't
luck.
care either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I know we're kind of bitching and complaining, but this is actually what we're missing at that conference. Is
Right.
we're talking about
Moaning and complaining.
well, it's all it. Yeah, you don't get You only get bitching and complaining when you go to dinner.
Really? What time?
You don't get it on stage. They don't do that.
But that's Jay. That's a general environment of the business. You can't really change the environment you're in. You can moan and complain all day long. It doesn't change. So what I think we should do is definitely adapt to the environment which we are given. And how we adapt is we organize, we leverage numbers of carriers, and then we do something, day by day, whatever.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, individual like myself, owner operators, they don't really. Well, first of all, a lot of them are immigrants. Their language is not as proficient as mine, even though I do have an accent. And their involvement in some kind of a group where you must probably speak English, they're not going to be interested in that. So I don't see how a lot of owner operators will join this group. Now, the carriers with the like 5, 10, trucks, yeah, then it's a different thing.
So maybe there's a POV group, and then you fill in the blank for Russian or whatever. Paul.
First of all, I've been there with one truck when I first started with my father and my brother, and through hard work, 18 years later, we've gone. But there's a lot of issues that we still face that Peach Transportation does. But the POV, like I said, the POV group is as valuable for that one car hauler as it is for that 56 car hauler, 50, 60 truck car hauler.
Yeah, that's true. I agree, it's valuable, but the owner operators, they don't see that. I'm in an environment.
I would disagree, and let me tell you why. Because naturally, you're gonna look for the industry leaders of how they're doing business, and how they're building their trailers, what portion of the trailers they're taking off to save extra weight, where they fill up, what logs they use. You want to know all the secrets that I've gone through. You're gonna make every mistake that I've already made. So
Yeah,
it's more better for you than it is, like for us. We're obviously going on a different level, but the owner ops are gonna have everything to learn from 10. How to hire drivers, how to create an escrow account for them for driver benefits, like a lot of different things. How to resolve claims with drivers, how to deduct claims with drivers. Those are all things that, like a lot of people don't know. And hey, we always, and what I always say to my brother, Jay, we don't know everything, and we can't pretend like we know everything, even though we're pretty big for the POV world.
You are pretty big. You are big for the POV world, actually.
We have always a lot of things to learn, because the moment you're the smartest guy in the world in the room, you're in the wrong one.
And I just want to add this: if we're feeling a little bit of heat and debate, that's called a real conversation. So welcome to America. This is what America used to look like.
Paul, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. Yeah, there is a value. But as Jay mentioned earlier, there is a big turnover of owner-operators. Owner-operators don't have business acumen. You have to start with teaching owner-operators business acumen first. Once they know how to take care of customers, once they've been in a business for 10, 15 years, driving their own truck, and staying alive with those small prices and high fuel prices. Once you pass that, then okay, let's join the group and let's move to a next level, move to the second truck or third truck or fifth truck or whatever. Then yes, but as mentioned before, the many of owner operators, they're not at that level, unfortunately.
I hear your point, and I agree with you. And back to where we started this conversation, the only way we fix the POV group is we give power to them. I think for Michael, for you, is if you're driving and we make it as easy for you to keep your customer and broker your customers out and haul your own cars, you're going to have a lot of growth potential. It's very hard to grow owner operators to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trucks, because you got huge insurance bills. You got to pay $400,000 for a truck, or $200,000, or if you buy a used truck, it's that, but it has to be a multi-dimensional business where you're making money not on the carrier side, but on the brokerage also.
And we have to channel as well.
Are you a YouTuber?
Well, I'm thinking about it. I got some videos I posted. I think I posted 2 of them.
I guess, yeah, YouTube, yeah.
Well, okay, let's talk about that. YouTube. I mean, we're on YouTube right now. We're also on LinkedIn. But YouTube is, I actually have been saying this about social media, and I've been actually preaching to businesses why they should have YouTube channels. It's become kind of a pivot of what I do now, and that is that everybody should have a YouTube channel, because it is a new way to communicate. And it's kind of like if you have a meaningful phone call and now it can exist for others to access. That's YouTube. It is this way to share information and preserve it indefinitely and then build upon it. Actually, this idea is here now, right now, because of YouTube. So it's not just a video platform. It's a communication, a community communication tool. It's very interesting what YouTube actually is. So I encourage everybody, go ahead and make a couple videos, because just making a couple videos will teach you something about the way you decide to communicate. Which is why I see some channels end. Oh, poachers of ATI, is that if you're not making sense to yourself, you will discover that. And then your content will end, because it's not really content. You've been trying to sell something that you realize is cringy.
I see YouTube as a trust development. Like you develop trust between audience, potential customers, or potential stakeholders. That's how I view it.
Yeah, no, and that's good, and it also, and that's what actually, I think the okay, you know how there was a alternate Super Bowl halftime show?
Yeah.
Another good
Alternate.
example. Well, there was the actual Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah, okay.
And
okay,
then there was an alternate Super Bowl.
Okay, yeah.
I also think that that's an interesting concept, and we've seen this before. It wasn't the beginning, but we're seeing it right now. We're having POV Group, or you can go to the Golf Lobster Awards group in a month, and you get to pick which kind of communication you prefer. Do you want organic, trying to solve problem communication, or do you want agenda, sales, brand, pseudo communication? That's where we're at now, and I mean, as people, we get to pick which one do we want, which one is making sense, which one is landing a message. Which actually, that's why we keep talking about that conference, because that conference is no longer landing a message with a large constituency of auto transport. Actually, the majority. Right? That brings us back to the point. What percentage of auto transport is done by owner-operators or POV carriers?
Nobody knows.
That's a good answer. But it's at least 60%.
Even them, I don't think they know. They think they know, I don't think they know. Or maybe they have the data, but they don't actually look at it. And they don't, well, maybe they know, and they just sit on it.
Is there any money in knowing it?
Of course.
There is. There is.
Of course.
Whoa.
A lot.
Now you just got private equity just went, what?
And there is money of not telling the data, of just sitting on it as a leverage.
I think the load boards know there's more money in not saying anything.
Of course. Yeah, information is power. Yeah, and you decide what information you release, and you decide what information you keep. So let me ask this hypothetical question to Paul or Jay. I guess if in the future there's an owner-operator watching this video, what's the action button? What they do now? They watch the video. Oh, great! I want to join. What now? They call Paul and like, hey, put me on a list.
Well,
Jay,
I think this has been an ongoing conversation. We want to be real, we want to be practical, but it's been an ongoing conversation. And Michael, you can connect with me. I can get on a more personal level. Obviously, we're on a platform, on a YouTube channel, and I can get as personal as you can and go deep. But we're, I guess, in the conversations of thinking about how to do this, if it would be a possibility. I know there's money into it because there's a lot of vendors who will pay, or suppliers who will pay to be at these conferences, including insurance agents, including attorneys, including your fuel guys, your truck sales. You know,
I think I see where you're hinting. Another income stream of yeah. Okay, fine.
for
But
what?
conferences, it's a really if you buy a lot of lobster and bring to the conference, people will show up. You know.
No,
But he wants to do this, right?
From
But Paul,
a good of his heart, I understand.
well,
That's
no.
fine.
Here, I want to jump in here.
Good intention.
This is an interesting moment. Are we going to have a conference to communicate, sell, inform, or are we going to have a conference where we just want everybody on the golf course? Because the problem in automotive is
Yeah, that's
most
what I'm
are
talking
about the
about.
golf course. I don't believe in that. We're not going to do that. There's no
Yeah,
golfing
Mike,
at the POV
you
group.
you need a conference where it educates, like you said, business management. It educates small carriers on a business management level, like a small business management level. It educates carriers on how to set up your
But
compliance department, how to set up your fleet safety department.
Good.
Otherwise,
Education. Yeah.
it's just a whole bunch of pissed off owner ops who will come and drink beer and piss off and oh yeah, 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 yeah. That's how it's gonna be. You need like educational stuff
but
and like actual like insurance agents, for example, that actually care and that want to be there and that can help. You know, attorneys that can be there, that can help, lawyers that can be there, maybe organizational groups that can help us set up, you know, non-payment letters or debt collect. I don't know. I'm just going off and on. Like
no,
every
I
single
understand.
industry,
Yes. Yes.
tire suppliers, everyone buys tire. Fuel people, like everyone buys fuel. I mean, you need to have a benefit in this conference, but like maybe have a limit, like 15 trucks, 20 trucks. I don't care if I'm gonna be there. I'll still be there to support, but like make it on a like a level of like a personable level, you know, where um carriers can actually receive benefit, hear themselves. I mean, they're all gonna talk to themselves or talk to their peers during the breaks or whatever. But also, like, I'm still an advocate, and I've always been an advocate because I've been there with 3 trucks where brokers don't want to give you the money or they just make you. I've been there where they just treat you like shit. So I'm like, okay, every single carrier needs to become a broker. And how do we make a hybrid load board where that's very easily done?
Well,
Or
it seems like a lot of work. Are you volunteering to do all this, or Jay, are you
I'm willing-
volunteering?
We're in the
Or are we
idea
just
phase.
talking?
We're in the
No, it's-
idea phase. That's why I put org aside. We're in the idea phase.
Okay,
This
okay,
is the
fine,
and this is
fine.
the true. That's why I'm not saying I'm starting POV Group, and I'm not saying
You're not?
I'm not. This is a show called POV Group. I'm being honest and transparent. I'm not saying I'm starting a group. I'm having a conversation about it.
All right.
There's a lot of passionate people about this industry, like my brothers, myself. No one's gonna need convincing to actually go and attend. Even if there's like 10 carrier groups that can go together on a fishing trip, but actually they have like a lawyer or some suppliers, or I don't know. It's always, like I said, it's always hard to do everything from the beginning, but you know.
And
like,
here's the problem.
on the other hand,
On the other
everybody has
hand,
to go to work.
yeah. So
Everybody has to work.
I think I think a big problem is this: is that I already know of an ATI poacher that believes in doing this, and what concerns me is if we're building the roadmap for a poacher to then turn this into another golf and lobster award circus, and it won't work because owner operators are not part of that. Owner operators don't have the money to go freaking golfing and attend a couple panels. They don't. That's why you don't. Do you find owner operators at shows like NADA just showing up? A couple. Do they feel welcome? No. But bringing it back to, instead of just complaining, Jay, is that I do believe like a dealer and an auction and a repo discussion panel, like what do dealers need from owner operators. That could actually be good. To hear a dealer just put it on the table. Listen, here's the stuff I hate about owner operator car haulers.
But
It'd be
with the
good for
dealers,
us to hear. Go ahead.
With the dealers, there are different sizes of dealers. You have conglomerates with several stores, or you have mom and pop shop. You know, their demands are also totally different.
You're
Are you saying
absolutely right.
Are you saying you're gonna invite Chevy and whatever,
Well,
suit and tie, talk to owner operators?
Again, you're approaching this like I'm starting a convention. I'm not, but in an idea, yeah, actually, to do it right. That's why this is so hard. To do it right, yeah, have like an auto nation. And I mean somebody that'll actually talk. That's a whole nother problem. See, I don't want a franchise dealer wheeling out some PR guy. No, I don't want that. Owner-operators don't want it either. We want real people that share real words and have... Is that even possible? I don't even know if that's possible. We don't want half of our panelists to lose their jobs after the show. That's why nobody watches ATI. This is not acceptable. There's no money in it. You guys are whining about reality. Get on board. We're going to war. Cuba's next. Feels like the perfect place to end the show.
Yeah.
I do want to say, and here's one, and we see the dangers because I've tried to get close to the Repo gang. Man, they're out golfing now. Sucks, dude. Like, okay, have fun. When the golfing, and I already see some problems happening because they went with the money. Man, you go with the money, just wait for it, because that shit comes back around. Chickens come home to roost. Now all the money people start to argue about what's best for the money and the rules, and you forgot about the constituency. It's happening right now. It sucks. But why am I talking about the Repo gang? Because the Repo gang needs good car haulers that will do what they say, that will show up when they said they would, that will actually use proper equipment, show up for appointments, all that stuff. They have really high... And they're dealing with banks and lenders and remarketing and auctions. They have a lot to live up to. So they can't just have randos off the load board showing up, not having any idea what's going on. That's another issue for the POV group. Or how about terminals? I was talking to somebody the other day that works with a company that they have a client that has high expectations at terminals to deliver at this time, to do this, to do that. You put that on the dispatch sheet, but you won't add $25 to the transport. Are they going to be there between 4 and 6 with 2 sets of keys and floor mats? Fuck no.
Yeah. Well, those all details. Yeah. Well, once the group is set up, then we can. Yeah, but those are all niches. Like, how many repos do carriers actually, ship? Percentage-wise.
Well, actually, and that's
why. They really
why
care about repos.
This is why the repo car hauler is actually a sector of a larger group, because it's not all car haulers. But those repo car haulers, they should be specialists that brokers recognize as specialists and pay them more and count on them instead of just fucking pretending anybody can do it. And I've been saying this to brokers for years. Oh God, I don't know. We're golfing, dude.
They're not going to pay more. Like I said, we need to create an association where we have a good fleet maintenance, good fuel, good insurance, good protection for lawyers, and a good way to prevent us from claims, like representation for us for claims that actually care about, and also non-payments. Like once we figure non-payments and claims out, all the power to us. and then we can figure out how to legitimately build our business with the clientele.
I don't have an issue of non-payment. I don't have issues. In 15 years, so I've been hauling. Yeah, I maybe have 3 non-payments. You see, so yeah,
well, you're a lucky guy. I mean,
yeah, man,
we have a little different.
You've got a secret. I think we need to have another panel called Michael's Secret to Getting Paid. You know how many people would show up to that? Holy crap!
Well, there you go. Michael needs to be on the board and have host his own meeting and tell us how he gets paid all the time.
And that's where, you know what? POV Group, I think in the idea, is it... Oh, no. I'm going to talk about weird politics. But it's more of a... the word communist almost came to mind. There we go. Just lost everybody. We went to war. See, the thing is, it's more of an agrarian grassroots idea. Okay?
Yeah. Power in numbers.
Exactly.
Yeah, power in numbers.
Exactly. We're not designating a president and a committee and an investigation. This is a concept of the people. Remember?
Revolution.
Remember that? Yeah. Remember that original remember? Yeah. Does anybody remember? We're on our 250th year of an original idea that we no longer actually really have. By the way. So let's go back 249 years to that original idea. That's what we're talking. People, for the people, by the people. Car hauler, for the car hauler, by the car hauler. There we go. That's how you end the show.
Where's my applause, Jay?
Where's
the applause button?
I know. I don't even have my bell with me. I know.
Oh, bell, thank you.
Right. Yeah. You know who's responsible for the bell not being here? That's Michael, actually. But he was right. I was hitting it way too much. I mean, he couldn't even listen to the podcast. He was like, oh, my God, again. I got it, Jay. I feel like I'm hungry. I need water. I'm stuck in a cage. Okay. That made no sense. All right, so here's what we're going to do. This was POV Group, episode 1. Let's have another one. Maybe just one more. One for the Gipper.
Sure.
All right. So it is March. Let's do, because I love to end shows by scheduling shows. How about in April? You guys want to do another one in April?
Sure.
I'm down.
Yeah?
I'm down.
I like, oh yeah, cool. We're going to have another show April 9th with, he is Mark is an independent broker. And what just popped in my head, brokering the right way. Brokering the way it was meant to be done.
Do you know what company?
I don't know the company, but his mom has been a broker for like 30, 40 years. She's the kind of broker that, right, when you talk... Because there's those brokers. This is the thing about brokers. When you talk to them and you call them, you're like, oh, thank God it's so-and-so.
They speak English. Great.
Well, no, it's not based on their language. It's based on their, the way they pay, the way they communicate, the way they send the dispatch, right? They're actually, like when you go to a store and you walk out and you're like, wow, that was such a great experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know what experience I can relate with Paul? Brokers not paying on time, ever.
That's true.
Well, and this is actually, one of the goals of POV Group would be, it'd be like POV Group attends such and such conference. That would be pretty neat. Okay. ATI live show April 23rd. It's in a month.
Great.
Let's do it.
Thursday, April 23rd. All right. Cool. So we're going to do that. Did everyone get a chance to look at the, did you see the thumbnail? for the show that I had made?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it was nice.
It's
I
okay,
saw it.
right? It's okay. Meaning, like,
Yeah, that's nice.
you know, there we go.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah.
Chat GPT or Claude, which one was it?
So this is Chat GPT, but I love the question because we are now no longer in the age of using AI. We're entering the age of which AI are you using?
Well, we're exploring OpenCloud.
Yeah.
That's the next level.
Yeah, that's
Right.
stratosphere. Good
And-
luck with that.
I use ChatGPT because it's free, and actually the limit, I'm okay with the limit. Otherwise, I'll be on it all day. Right. So I get my limit. Okay, good. 1 drink minimum,
Okay.
maximum. But I do use it. I do use it several days a week now, and I use it to flesh out like contracts. I use it to flesh out show ideas. I use it to give me titles, descriptions. It's crazy, and thumbnails obviously too. I'll say, or I'll just get or ideas. I heard somebody say this, and I love this. I use AI to jumpstart ideas. So I said, like, yeah, I got to create a thumbnail, and I got to create a show, and these are the pieces I've got right now. Give me some ideas. And it's like, oh shit, yeah, those are great ideas. Or none of them are full ideas, but I'm gonna pick some of those parts. Yeah, it's dope. And I just saved 30 minutes right there. And then as I'm finishing up, but I still write my own time codes. I still write my own titles. But it is amazing how much time. And that's just me, because, you know, I just talk about me all day. Kimberly loves that. Okay, so April 23rd, Thursday, April 23rd, noon Central Time. We're going to do this again.
Let's do it.
Funny.
All right, man. Well, this was great. And so, okay, homework. So, what can we do next time that will build upon and improve what we did today? You know what? Bring a friend.
What?
Not on screen, but you got to tell some people. You got to tell at least one person. It's just like Fight Club. Don't
talk about it.
So you got to tell a friend and find out what would they do, right? You know, like, how would you make this better?
Oh my god.
Okay?
Okay.
And here's the thing, Sue,
Yes.
you represent, in my mind, like dispatch and broker.
Right.
So
So may I have 2 people?
yeah, you have 2 people. Michael, you're tapping into that owner operator, and we're also tapping into, I really do believe in like POV Group Russia. Listen, do you remember I talked Serge the car hauler?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
do you know why I did
yeah.
that? Because I knew that reaching out, reaching across the aisle was the way to go. Now, I don't talk to Serge now, but that's fine. But
He's
believed
still hauling. He's still hauling.
Is he? I believed in that then.
He
I
has,
believe in
200. He has 200,000 subscribers.
Oh, no.
Check out his YouTube.
Well, most of what I see is, I don't know, he's paddle boarding or whatever.
Yeah, right.
And I don't really, that's not my thing, right? And that's great, man. He looks like he's having a great time.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like the people that comment, that's another thing. I ask the people that comment to tune into the show, and they don't. I'm clearly not, I don't know how to create an organization. I just know how to make shows. Allegedly.
Nobody watches live. Live is really rarely somebody going to tune in.
Most people don't watch on demand either. And listen, Paul said it himself. POV carriers don't watch your show because you don't talk about them. I'm not even sure if that's the only reason.
Well, we're
You
also
have to
working too.
You have to learn the different language, Jay.
There you go. POV Group Russia. Or POV
That's
Group. What other?
Ukraine.
Right.
Volovik.
You know what I mean. Listen, I'm a crusty white guy. I don't know the difference. But you guys help me figure this out. I don't know. So, anyways, those are some ideas, but it's not strict homework. We're still in the we're just talking. This is conceptual. Hopefully, and if you've enjoyed the show today, put something in the comments. What are you guys doing? I want to get involved. Go away. Whatever. More golf. If you liked the show, type more golf.
I don't like golf, so.
All right. I actually like it. I don't really like picking on golf. It's just that to me it's become kind of the beacon of elitism. And in fact, did you know there's a new thing about industry elites? I'm like, "Oh my god." We're not even pretending anymore. We're just going to make a group called Industry Elites. Okay. It's interesting.
They do it?
You
Really?
gotta go. Yeah, there's a thing called Industry Elites now. Yeah, it's real.
What?
Yeah, I know.
In car hauling?
In automotive.
General.
But still.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how far. Like if you go far enough, you don't even you've lost context. This industry has lost context. And that's why if you go to NADA, nobody here goes to NADA, right? But in the dealer world, NADA is everything. And relationships and amazing people and all this stuff. And you go there and it is like the Super Bowl of automotive. It's hard to even know what's happening. And everybody's got a camera and a microphone and they're throwing money. I'm telling you, it's weird. Like, what are you guys doing? It's weird. Anyways. Another time, perhaps. Okay. I'll see you guys on... I'll send the info. I'll see you in a month on April 23rd. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I'll put you back in the waiting room, and Sue and I will finish this out. Thank you for your service. We'll see you again
Bye,
soon.
Stu. Bye, Paul.
Bye, Stu.
ya.
Bye, Jay.
See ya. All right. Okay, cool. I just have a few more slides, but it's funny that he was talking about AI, because that's actually where I was headed. And because it's an important part of context. To understand where we're headed, we have got to kind of talk about this. Let's see. Double booking scam. Oh, yeah, I found this. I want you to... Will you read this comment out loud, please?
It says, I keep running...
I think.
That's the part you want me to read, right? The fun you mode one?
Yes.
Okay. I keep running into the double booking scam, and now I'm seeing them book loads of like super dispatch. And when you call to check the load, they then tell you that it's a completely different car than what is posted, but weighs the same and is the same size. I told the guy yesterday when it happened to me for the third time that I'm not into hauling stolen cars across the country. He got mad and cussed me and hung up. I don't think they're stolen cars. I just think that they're brokers that don't actually have the contract. And yes, he's right. They're not just on Central now. They're all over Super Dispatch as well.
Right. See, so there's a fraud forum next month.
I mean, it's a scam. Don't get me wrong. Because then what they do is if you tell them you have a truck and da-da-da, then they call the customer. Then they try to get their fee and get the actual load. But there's always 3 or 4. You can always tell who. I don't even bother calling any of them anymore when they have 3 different companies listing them.
And actually, I think that would be part of the POV group is understanding what can't be fixed.
That's true. Like, and I'll be honest, it happened to me last week. There was a company that had a 3 or 4 pack going from way up north in Ohio down to south in Ohio. It wasn't going very far. And it was on Super Dispatch. 2 different brokers. I asked for the one that was the most expensive. Then I saw that it was listed again. So when they called me and they were like, well, we're trying to get a hold of the customer, da-da-da. I said, well, just so you know, there is another broker on here. He made me screenshot it to him because I guess they can't see on Super Dispatch that somebody else is listing their cars, like you can on Central, you know what I mean? And next thing I know, I got the load, and they must have confronted the customer. I'm not sure, but I got the load at the price that they told me they were going to give it to me, and the other guy disappeared. And I don't know. I mean, I chose that one because obviously it was paying more than the other one, like a lot. Like one was listed at 1,300, the other guy's was listed at 900. Then I noticed as this was going on over an hour span, the guy at 900 went up to 1,100. So it was, you know how this goes.
Oh my God, you could do a whole panel on managing triple booked scams.
Yes.
And what you do, like, don't call the high guy because that one's bullshit.
Well, that's who I called. I did call.
Well, yeah, I call the middle guy.
I usually call the high guy, and actually sometimes I'll call if I really want the load, right?
We could do a whole show, triple booking scams. That's great. And yet, Sue, it's unhackable. It's uncrackable.
Yeah, right.
It's just so stupid. This industry is, that's what, I just want to say, hey,
there's just one little factor in all of this.
Hey, listen, I apologize. Transpo Warrior put in the live chat 15 minutes ago, and so did a Russian or Ukrainian, which I love. I love that because there is nowhere else to do that.
True.
And again, Sue, what you pointed out again. This is why nobody wants to hear from dispatchers.
Right?
No.
They don't want to hear the truth?
Yeah, that's gonna be a no.
You can't handle the truth.
There's no money in it. Yeah, dude. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. Let's see here. I love that. Really? Yeah. Yeah, hi.
Really?
The load is $129.82.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That is dumb. It really is dumb. And they've been doing it forever.
Yes.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize. Here we go. This is another good one. The difference with blank is I talk to one guy who answers every single time. That sounds like a broker. Right?
Maybe. It could be a transporter. I mean, you could turn it around either way.
That's true. But it doesn't sound... But it doesn't sound like whatever it is they say they are. This is the problem. The company that posted this sounds like a broker and says they're not a broker. Guys, you have a messaging problem.
Yeah.
The industry's been trying to tell you for at least a year. And I was trying to help you hold the wall, but okay. I am new into this segment, very serious to start a haul brokerage. I got some questions.
A lot is stuff again.
Is there good coaching training, insurance requirements? I really do, and Paul said it. A carrier should set up their own brokerage, and there's a lot to know. That could definitely be part of POV Group as well.
That's true.
How to set up, if you're an owner-operator, how to set up your brokerage.
Yeah. Nobody's
doing that. And the gangs, hey, the gangs at NADA don't want you doing that. No.
And I don't.
No lobster for you.
Buy leads? No. I wouldn't want to buy leads.
Exactly. That's another one. Stop. Don't look at Google. Don't do that.
No.
Figure out, and actually, that'd be another one, is how to use AI to build your own brokerage. Because
I like where it says, too, we should need to get signed by the carrier before the vehicle is being picked up to ensure we have carrier insurance and proper documentation just in case there's any damage. Okay, so I'm going to tell you something. I just got called from somebody the other day that needed help. They're doing their own brokerage. I think they must have a big dealership. So it's probably not a brokerage. It's probably a dealership, right? And they hired a guy that was a single car trailer over in California, and he screwed up a brand new car. He dragged the car onto the one car trailer, ruined the transfer case, probably the transmission, something like $9,000 worth of damage, let alone the fact that it was a brand new car, so now the value is even less, right? I think they said they paid $32,000 for the car, and it's not even close to being worth that now, even without the damage, okay? And they asked me for help. What could they do? Okay, so also they said they did this through Super Dispatch, okay? And they proceeded to tell me how that this person, this transporter, had a broker bond. And I said, no, I don't think so. I said, you mean like a surety bond or something like that? And they're like, no, it says on Super they have a bond. I said, well, they have insurance. They don't typically have a bond. I said, I would be contacting SD about this. And they said, well, they've done it in the past and they get no help. They are told, guess what? We are only a load board. Does that sound familiar?
Wow. Well, you know what? Right? When in Rome,
Right.
use the playbook.
Well, there you go. And like I told them, I said, I used to know a bunch of people over there. I don't think any of those people are there anymore. So I can't really, you know.
I don't
all
think
I
so
said is
either.
you need
I
to
think it's
contact.
I think almost it's a whole new. There's a few people,
New crew.
but it's
Yeah,
almost,
there's-
and they're drinking the Kool-Aid just like the old crew, like the crew before them. In fact, if you want to, how many crew members have we gone through? Holy
Yeah.
moly!
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Even CD can go. Wow, we don't have that.
It's because they only have 2 people. Jay.
Right? Oh God! Uncrackable. Let's just start calling them uncrackable.
Yeah. There, that's a good one.
I would hate to be their lawyers trying to figure out how to get us. Like, oh my God, they never use the same analogy. What
right.
judge would even understand what we're saying?
There you go.
Right? Jesus.
Yep. Oh wow.
I think I want to end with. Well, this is one of my last ones. You know,
Hyundai versus Tesla.
yeah, these are like, this is real.
Yeah.
This isn't even AI. This is real. We're now already into which robot's better and why.
Yeah. Yep.
What?
Crazy.
Driverless semi-trucks begin 1,000-mile. I know we see these and they're boring, but we're just going to keep seeing them. And I really believe, ultimately, this is what brokers and dealers and auctions really want.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's what they want. They don't want people in the truck yapping all day, making noise. Ugh, yuck. Here's another crazy headline. AI fixed a 27-hour nightmare.
Yeah,
Which, that does look like a logistical nightmare.
so I will text
Wow.
you my...
Hyundai's new brain loads 6,000 cars in minutes. Now, okay, headline writer, how exactly did it load 6,000 cars in minutes? This, to me,
You have
smells
to-
like bullshit.
Yes.
Yeah. But I understand, maybe theoretically,
And then you can send me your email.
Where are they just picking them up, you know, walking them
Okay.
in? I mean,
and this is one of the problems we have in modern
Company name.
fake news media is, who's to say? If it said Trump says, then of course it would be true. Here's another one. CarMax just put a salesperson inside Chat GPT. This is a couple weeks ago, and automotive, this is all they're talking about. This is the AI and the CarMax and the. But this is where we're headed. And actually, I just saw another headline that there's already somebody built an AI negotiator to help you negotiate the best car deal you can. The world is getting weird fast. And dealers are like, whoa, 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 AI negotiator, I don't like that. Well, the great equalizer is here. It's time for white-collar layoffs. This is a robot that changes his own battery. He, she, it, they. Aeon changes its own battery. So Sue, Sue's working. Sue,
Yes, go ahead.
well, Sue, just as Aeon changes its own battery, I think it's time for us to change our own battery.
Yep, I gotta go.
I've been changing my own battery for years. We don't ship cars, we move information. Allegedly, this has been POV Group. Oh, this was a really long show. Yeah, I gotta let you go.
Yep.
Sorry,
That's okay.
but thank you. This was awesome.
No problem.
I'll see you in several weeks. We'll be in touch.
Okay.
What do we say, office? Say it quickly.
Goodbye, Sue.
Goodbye, Sue. Thanks, everybody. Take
All
care.
right.
All right, see
See
you.
ya.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
All right.